What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Sorry for earlier. We had Rise Up Unlimited radio show. We had some technical difficulties earlier. I said I was gonna come back on the show, do another show, and yeah, I felt like this was necessary. This is Rise Up Late Night. Got a lot to talk about. Um, I'm gonna skip a little bit of the pleasantry. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in, but we're gonna jump right into into the show. First and foremost, free agency is the beginning of the football season, any football season. If people don't know that yet, now you know. Football doesn't start in September, it starts in March. Okay, it starts when you can make moves and trade different players and cut different players and re-sign different players, extend different players. That's when your season starts. Okay, just to let you know that. If you did not know, now you know. All right. Like and share. We're gonna talk for at least an hour about what's been going on. I got a whole bunch of stuff, you know, on the docket. Next week, I will get back to the trivia next week. If you watch Rise Up Unlimited radio show, we do a trivia thing. I'm gonna get back to the trivia that we brought back, the Rise Up or Man Down trivia. I'm gonna bring that back. We're gonna get back to that next week, but as of right now, let's get to it. Shout out to everybody tuned in. Marcus Heron, what's up? Thank you again. Sorry about earlier. I don't know what technical difficulties was going on. Tyler Bush, what up? Dalton Smith, what up? Gerald Willis, what up? Shout out to all of you. Now, as I was stating earlier, I know the show before was a little combustible. We were talking about the Bills' moves, about Joshua Palmer, Joey Bosa. I've done a little bit more research on those pickups. I told you that I was going to play the heel role this year with the Buffalo Bills until they prove to me that they can win football games. I'm still going to do that, but I'm going to come out and say that some of the things that I've been saying lately have come out of frustration, a little frustration. I'm just tired of the depiction that, this city gets. And sometimes, yeah, this city can be astronomically mediocre. Um, but the depiction that comes with this city annoys me at nauseum. The thoughts, the comments that go along with the fact that you already deal with a lot of astronomical mediocrity in this city. It annoys me to the point where I have went a little rogue about Buffalo Sports. Um, Joey Bosa. They got him on a deal that was very friendly, by the way. Um, $12.5 million. And yes, he's only played 17 games in 3 seasons. Yes, he is injury prone. Yes, I do feel like this seems like, and I can understand why people think that this is a DEI move in which you got rid of Von Miller just to go get a younger Joey Bosa who does the same exact thing that Von Miller was doing. Even though Von Miller has won Super Bowls, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, yada yada yada. No, 9 yards. Get it. But Joey Bosa does have a top 6 pass rushing grade for folks who do not know that. 91.6 is his pass rushing grade when he's healthy and playing. Is that something the Bills need? Absolutely. The Bills need to be able to get to the quarterback. It's the reason why Patrick Mahomes has tore that ass up 4 times in the playoffs. Part of the reason is because you can't get to him. There's other parts to it, but that is a main component. Not being able to get to Patrick Mahomes, not being able to make him uncomfortable. Teams that have beaten Patrick Mahomes in Super Bowls and in playoff games have been able to make Patrick Mahomes uncomfortable. The Bills have not been able to do that in 4 tries. So, do I understand the move? Sure, I do. Plus, on top of that, plus, do I understand that? Sure. Joey Bosa's played in the same division as Patrick Mahomes has, so he has a lot more experience with Patrick Mahomes in the 17 games that he's played in 3 years. I don't know how many of those games he played against the Chiefs, but that's what he's done. What's up, Melissa? Shout out to you, Marcus. I knew you was gonna say that you totally disagree with that concerning Vaughn and Bosa. Again, I know you heard my verbiage. I said I can understand why people think that DEI move. I can understand why people think that. Not saying that I agree with it totally, but I can understand that. And by the way, if you do want to, chime in and all this good stuff and call, so I can get more of an explanation on stuff, or you have something you want to comment on, the call line is right down there. But I think I'm actually going to change the number on it, and I'll give you that one instead. So, call line number. See it down there in the ticketer, 716-481-8249. You can call when we can talk. I'm no Bosa fan. I understand his injury history. Vaughn didn't have that type kind of history. Sure didn't. He didn't. But if Bosa is a hit, the Bills will benefit big time. Okay, totally understand that, Marcus. I understand where you're coming from with that comment, but here's my question to you. If he's a big hit, if you think that he's going to be a big hit, then why not sign him to a multi-year deal? I'm going to answer that question myself. My answer to that question would be they want to see if Joey Bosa could prove it. Hence the 1 year, $12.6 million deal. Maybe that's what it is. Let's get Asante Samuel here in Buffalo. I thought somebody tried to say that he was here, and I'm like, no, I didn't hear that. I didn't get the alert on that. That Asante Samuel is here. That would be a good pickup, though. That would be a very good pickup. Now, as far as Palmer is concerned, I don't know. I'm still under the same thought process as when it comes to Palmer. Disappears in games, not consistent, injury prone. Mac Hollins had grew a rapport with Josh Allen, did some things with Josh Allen. I thought that they could have worked, kept Mac Hollins around for $4 million that he went to the Patriots for per year, which can be maxed out to 10. I just thought keep the peace. I mean, keep the peace like Muhammad Gandhi. Keep it. And then grab somebody who's been proven. Last year you missed out on D Hop. This year you missed out on him too, and he goes to Baltimore for $5 million, which could be maxed out to $6. I'm like, could have swore Buffalo was closer than Baltimore to the Super Bowl this year, but okay. It's just something I would have thought that they would have done. I don't know how many people agree with this or not, but let me ask y'all this: do you think Buffalo's Super Bowl window is closing? Let me ask that. Put it in the comment section and let me know what you think on that. All right. Dejon Talley, what's good, my guy? Because of that injury history, Samuel has shoulder issues that are holding up the process. Right, but you got him though. You got Curtis Samuel, and I wasn't really too intrigued on that as well, just for the fact that I feel like winning cultures is what the Bills need. The Bills need players who are used to winning. Curtis Samuel wasn't used to winning. You need impact players. You need players that's gonna help move the needle. I didn't think Curtis Samuel was gonna do that, and then he got injured. So I guess we didn't really get the chance to see if he was gonna do that last year. But I guess we'll find out this year, right? He should be up to snuff come this season, right? That's why he got the 1 year. Okay, that's what I thought. That's why, because they want to prove it. Prove it then. How do you feel about Bosa with the Bills? Just talking about it right now, Dejon. I mean, I'm on the fifth. At first, I thought it was a buffoon move. I'm like, really? You guys really getting this guy who's only played 17 games in 3 seasons, 9, 5, and 3, respectively, in 3 seasons. I was gonna take a bet on the over under on when he gonna disappear. Week 6. But then I did some more looking into some things. All right. Palmer has separation speed, but he has proven nothing. Right. He hasn't proven it. Again, you need dogs. I feel like you need dogs. You need people who are going to try to move the needle. Again, as I stated just a minute ago. And for folks that's here, like and share the show. I don't think D Hop is washed. I think that's a fallacy. D Hop is washed. He may not be who he used to be. Palmer will absolutely surprise you. 25, big wide receiver. Okay. Keenan Allen had 800 yards, 8 touchdowns in Chicago. Yeah, I mean, go get a guy like that. Keenan Allen. Marcus Herring. Are you saying that out of fandom or are you saying that out of a professional nature that the Bills Super Bowl window is wide open? Anthony Heath, what's going on, my guy? Shout to you, man. Just hanging. Good to see you. Yeah, no doubt, family. I appreciate it. And again, I'm thankful, very grateful for the people who do not just turn astray when things happen. I know earlier show, I don't know what the hell that was. That was just a straight combination of like Marcus, the camera didn't work. Russell's video kept freezing, and then the connection just kept jumping. It was weird. So sometimes you got to back out, look at some things, readjust, reassert yourself, come back. All right. Yeah, Asante Samuel is who I'm talking about with the shoulder issues, the corner. Okay. Got you. No Super Bowl window is not closing for Buffalo. Majority of the guys are signed and extended long term. They need impact players, not players with character. Keon Coleman sucks. Interesting. It's not closing. Okay. No player sucks after their first season, especially with the first season hampered by injuries. Okay. Bills defense needs to step it up. I'm tired of the media blaming Josh Allen. Yeah, don't not agree with that. Josh Allen is not the reason why they're losing these football games. It's not the reason why they're losing the playoff games. I also keep it 100. Absolutely, I like that. That's one of the biggest things in the world is to be able to keep it 100. I like that. Sean McDermott's scheme sucks. Bills defense needed a lot of improvement. So I agree. I don't think the scheme sucks. He just in critical situation football is the problem. Thank you. You know what? Yeah, I might have to pin this comment. I might have to pin this comment. Best comment of the night so far. Because that's what I've been talking about for years with Sean McDermott. I think D Hop would have went to Buffalo in my opinion. I think he would have. I think he would have too. Again, like and share. I know it's on a late night. We're on a late night here. Oh, okay. We might have a caller in the building. Caller, what's up?
Yo, what up, bro?
What's good? Marcus, what's up, Marcus? Hey, Des, what's up, Desiree? Desiree.
I feel like doing all that typing today. I've been.
You said what?
All that typing. I figured I'd give you a call, man, and kick it real quick. I've been kind of laid up lately, under the weather, so I'm feeling a little better. So I've been laid up for the last couple of days. I figured I'd call.
Want to know something crazy? Leslie Frazier was supposedly the problem. It's the same defense being ran zone defense, preventative defense, can't close games out, plays not to lose, but they play so conservative that they do lose. Defense has been good, honestly. It's just when it matters.
Stop.
When it matters, it comes crashing down. All right. So, Marcus, you want here. Talk about it. Let me hear it from you.
I'm gonna kick it 100. We're gonna kick it 100.
What's up?
Bills, Kansas City, AFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
All that about the refs, all that about the non-calls and all that type of stuff back and forth. The main reason the Bills lost that game is what the Bills didn't do. And coaches on here, what I'm about to say, they can relate to this. One of the most basic defensive things you do is you do not give up contain as defensive. You tell Little League. The Little League defensive ends, you box. We say box with 6, 8-year-olds coming going up. You box. And I love Greg Rousseau. I'm glad Greg Rousseau got paid. He had a pretty good year. In that game, in the AFC Championship game, I watched the game about 4 or 5 times. He gave up contain 5 specific times that I can speak on.
What player are we saying again? Say that again.
Greg Rousseau. Greg Rousseau specifically.
The guy that y'all extended?
What's that?
The guy that you extended.
That guy we extended. Who he deserved the bread. He had a great year. He had a horrible AFC Championship game. And the reason I say that, I say it was 5 specific plays that he gave up contain, where the Bills gave up a 3rd down, 4th down, and we gave up 2 running touchdowns to Patrick Mahomes. This is specific. This ain't, I'm saying, all in with the refs and with the calls. They did cheat us on the calls. They were shorting them up with it was making 2nd and 1s and all of that. All that occurred. But if the Bills, and if you watch the game, you get your feelings out of it and watch the game when the Bills kept contained and kept them boxed in like they were supposed to. That's when you saw the second half where they started getting them off the field. They started making plays. And if you watch the Super Bowl, that's what Philly did. Philly played like a wide 9 with their defensive ends, and they didn't let him run around out on the edges. And look what happened. Total chaos. And playing and being contained the defensive end, that ain't scheme. That's not coaching. That's a player not doing his job. And unless Greg Rousseau, if he want to get out of here and kick it out, we can talk like men. unless there was a certain plan that you were supposed to go inside and somebody's supposed to come around on the edge of the outside of you, and that didn't happen, so be it. But the fact remains, the Bills gave up contain on 5 specific plays. And I said 2 of them resulted in first downs, another 2 resulted in running touchdowns by Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
That's how you lost the AFC Championship game.
So I have a question. Shout out to Wayne Solomon, Alex Mafasoli. Shout out to you as well. My question to you is, how do you explain the first quarter touchdown when they ran diamond formation in the backfield and Kareem Hunt scored on that first touchdown? Then they ran the same play when it was down late in the game to score the go-ahead touchdown where Patrick Mahomes comes out of the back door. Is that not the coach's position to adjust? Do you think he adjusted to that, or are you just saying that was a loss of containment both times?
The first one, if you think about that, they was pretty much the same formations, and all it was is like having an RPO. I'm an OC with my team. The quarterback, you can fake this. I'm gonna give it to you, make it look like you going in, and you keep the ball and run around the edge, because what Patrick Mahomes is, his read is the edge. If he slashes, you go around him. If he stays, you hand the ball off. So the point is everybody has a job. And where the Bills were getting in trouble, and it came into the run game, was run fits. Everybody has a certain run fit. This is your gap. This is your gap. Everybody has a gap. And if you find somebody that's not in their gap, and the running backs and all that in the league all have pretty good vision, you see somebody not in the gap, you find it and exploit it. Here's a stat that I know a lot of people don't know. As people talked about the Bills' run defense, you know the Bills is top 3 in negative run stops.
Interesting.
And the reason for that, when they do what they're supposed to do, that's when you get stops in the backfield and things of that nature. When you don't keep contained, or if you don't be in your spot like you're supposed to, or you mess around and think I want to do a little extra, then you get gashed.
Okay.
Which is what Curtis says. I know that's a stat a lot of people don't know, but they were like number 3 in the league in total number of run stops, negative run stops. And that particular play where Patrick Mahomes ended up running around the edge and unfortunately there was Greg Rousseau again. Last time he gave the ball off, so this time you figure I want to make a play. You jumped it, Patrick Mahomes seen it, ran around the edge. That's an easy score.
Gotcha.
It's about discipline. You discipline, do your job, especially up front. And you can't ignore what Philly did. Them boys on the edges stayed outside. Everybody inside was eating, and that secondary stayed home. And then you wonder why there's no place to run, there's no place to throw the ball. It's about discipline. It's about people doing their job and not trying to do extra.
All right. Question. Everybody can hear the caller. I just if you can hear the caller, put it in the comment section. Yes, you can hear the caller. It is Marcus Herring on the line. He is the guy who I look up to when it comes to being a sports journalist, media coverage guy. Definitely look up to this guy because he's going to give you the stone cold, hard-nosed facts about things. Thank you for explaining that. I appreciate that. Callers definitely appreciate that. Defense is a problem, which is sad. Ian Rakelli, what's up? Blaze, Gabbard, Blaze and the Monster Machines in the house. What's up, my guy? Let's talk about these Lions, the 7 assistant coaches that left Detroit this offseason. Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Terrell Williams, Steve Hayden, Antoine Randall, JT Barrett, and Tanner English-Strad. All left the Detroit Lions. My question to you guys that's watching, tuning in right now, does this hinder the Detroit Lions from winning a championship anytime soon?
Absolutely. Coaching matters. coaching absolutely matters. Now, do they go in the toilet? Of course not. There's entirely too much talent on that team. But to think that they're not going to be affected with that many coaches that left, absolutely it's going to be affected. Now it's up to Dan Campbell. I'm sure he's been on it. You know, find replacements. You already have backups, and you have like a major one coach and somebody's underneath him that probably knows everything. Because let's probably step up and take over some of those spots. But you have to believe, it's gonna be a challenge to get there, and you ain't sneaking up on nobody. That's for damn sure.
All right. What coach is the most devastating loss? Which coach? Losing which coach?
Ben Johnson.
Oh.
Ben Johnson.
Okay.
Without question. To me, I don't think it's close. I like Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn did some things, especially when his defense was losing people, and he still had to do it with duct tape and stuff like that for the most part. Ben Johnson, the creativity that he did with that offense, with them folks, you had no clue what was happening. You know what I'm saying? So now you gotta kind of replace that. So I would say Ben Johnson is probably gonna be the biggest loss. And because he's in your division, he knows a lot of stuff that other people don't know.
Right.
So he's gonna use that to his advantage as well.
Marcus the Alphabets is in the house. What up? My nephew is in the house. What's up, my guy? No, Lions are taking a step back. Ben Johnson, he agreed with you. Marcus agreed with you. Jets are going to be fine. I'm more concerned about Justin Fields. Speaking of more transitions that took place during free agency, DeMarcus Lawrence goes to Seattle. How much of an impact do you think DeMarcus Lawrence will be in Seattle?
Seattle make it move. I was kind of surprised at what they did when they jettisoned off Geno and then obviously DK. But they make some moves. They got a lot of picks coming in. They got decent folks around there. Be interested. Kind of really once you see how the draft unfolds, I think that's when you really get an idea of where folks really gonna be at. Because the free agency kind of gets you an idea of where folks gonna be at. But once you solidify the draft, then something kind of form and shape a little bit more. But maybe the Marcus Lawrence is seeing the comedy that's going on in Dallas and want to get up out of there before it really hit the fan.
Interesting enough. I'll also give Marcus Betts thoughts on that. That's his team, the Dallas Cowboys, obviously. Losing DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm sure he'll have a lot to say about that.
Ask him about picking up Kyrie Elam. I want to hear what his thoughts is on picking
So
up.
that's something else I was going to bring up during the show. Actually, during this, I got a bunch of slides here. Okay. I want to move to San Francisco for a minute. San Francisco lost 10 players. 10. They lost 10 players in free agency. Deebo Samuel got traded. Dre Greenlaw went to the Broncos. Travarius Ward went to the Colts. Jalen Moore went to the Chiefs. Tafunga went to the Broncos. Aaron Banks goes to the Packers. Eli Mitchell goes to the Chiefs. Joshua Dobbs goes to the Patriots. Javon Hargrave goes to the Vikings. Leonard Floyd to the Falcons. Juszczyk got released. Wow. And Malik Collins released. And all they got was Demarcus Robinson as a starting caliber player. What do you think is the reason for this turnover?
San Fran?
Absolutely.
They got to pay Brock Purdy.
Yep.
And I understand their money issue is really jammed up. Their dead money is really big time jammed up. And finances is an issue. I mean, they got the decisions to make. Like out here, they were talking about now, like, do you trade McCaffrey? Got a lot of money tied up in him. When he's been injured, it ain't like it's no secret. You know he's been banged up. What you gonna think you're gonna get for him?
Interesting.
Yeah, he got them looking like, this. I don't know if we want to go through this. Don't go through this nonsense again and get up out of here.
Okay. My Broncos made solid moves. He's happy about it. Gerald is happy about his Broncos making the solid moves they made.
They're gonna be a problem. They're gonna be a problem. Yeah, I like what the Broncos did.
Yep. D-Law is a good. Marcus said D-Law is a good, solid player, good run defender as a DN. He said not he was, but he will be a good addition to Seattle. Does he fit the 3-4 system? Dalton is asking. Will Kellen Moore improve?
Kellen Moore is experienced too, so with offense, you got to get more time, get more accustomed with the players. They get under the same system. Is obviously has its advantages. You get different, you learn different nuances about the same system. How you can tweak this, tweak that to be better instead of trying to learn something brand new all over again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always going to be a plus. Because Kellen Moore he's no rookie. Yeah. Just the key is guys got to buy in. I mean, it's still 11 people on offense, 11 people on defense. A lot of stuff that's smash concepts and drag routes and double screens and all that type of stuff. All the teams all running the same stuff. You just got to buy in and execute. And the team that players that all buy into and understand their role. And the other part too is obviously the lack of selfishness. If you think you're one of them players that got to get the ball all the time compared to the players that's going to do their job and let the play happen, you see how that works.
For sure. Glad to get him back here. Glad to get his face finally. I don't got to see no picture and no camera with an X around or extra crossed it. My guy Marcus Betts is in the building. On this Rise Up Late Night.
What's good, man? How's everybody doing this evening?
It's all good, bro.
Shout out to Mikhail. What's going on, Nicole? I see you. What's good? So we were talking about the 49ers losing all these players. And I already know how you feel about this because we always talk about this particular Brock Purdy getting paid. When you got to pay your quarterback, you got to start cutting some of the fat. I already know where you're going with this. This is very simple. Now, Brock Purdy hasn't been signed yet. My question to both Marcuses real quick and everybody that's tuned in is how much do you think Brock Purdy is worth before we move on?
He's gonna get his market value. He's gonna get his market value. That's what he's gonna get. And also the thing with Brock Purdy, I don't want to put it solely on Brock Purdy, but I said this years ago, and now it's coming to fruition. You gave up a whole bunch of draft capital to get Trey Lance, to move up to number 3 to get Trey Lance. Those picks that you used to get him, you could have used on cheap labor on your team. So you give up potential draft picks, and then you cut Trey Lance after 2 years. So when you draft a guy in the top 3, it doesn't usually work. It doesn't usually work out well for you. And then here's the other thing too. When you have good players, when you have a lot of success with good players, people start gutting your team and your coaches. Now, I just saw the slide up there about the Lions. Why are people gutting the Lions? Because they've had success recently. I mean, I know historically the Lions have been bad, but recently the Lions have been terrible. But the past few years, they've been very good. You lose your offense. How many coaches you say? 10 coaches? Assistants? Your offensive coordinator. You see with the Eagles every year, the Eagles last year, not this year that just ended where they won the Super Bowl, but the year before that, they lost their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator. This year, just a couple of weeks ago, they lost Kellen Moore, their offensive coordinator, who went to the Saints. So when you have success, when you have sustained success, people start gutting your team, and they overpay. They generally overpay for players. That's what usually happens. So, and eventually the bill comes due. Eventually you can't have top 3 or top 5 paid at each position on your team. You just can't do it. It's not sustainable. It's just not. They had the highest paid left tackle. They had the highest paid running back, the third highest paid wide receiver. You had the one of the highest paid tight ends. You know, the highest paid middle linebacker. You have one of the highest paid edge rushers in Nick Bosa. You can, when you're top heavy like that, it just starts, you know, all of those guys that are your depth pieces, people start taking them. So that's what happened. And then Debo was getting paid big money one time. Ayuk's getting paid big money. I think he's like at $33-34 million. So it just, the bill eventually comes due.
All right. Marcus Herring, your thoughts?
I mean, the thing about it too, though, is like what happened with Josh Allen. Josh Allen told his agent went into the negotiations saying that he wanted to, or one of his agents anyway, went into negotiations saying that they wanted to get 60 and most guaranteed. Josh told him, no, we're not doing that. You know, if anything that happens is going to affect the cap in the wrong direction, we're not doing that. You know, make it work a different way. So obviously the numbers came the way they came. So part of that's going to be, yeah, he's going to get his market value, but then it's going to be up to the player to decide, you can get it. But it's going to affect the players around you. Now, Brock Purdy, like I said, he was Mr. Irrelevant, number 252, whatever he was, and now you where you at. You got to make a decision. You can't win in the league without a quarterback. It's as simple as that. At no level of football, you have to have a quarterback. And he knows that, and the defensive people knows that. So like I said, market value is $50, $60 million a year, whatever the case may be. If he wants help, get players around him, and maybe you got to decide, maybe I can take 45 instead of 50. Like I said, I can take 55 instead of 60. But like I said, you can't have everybody can't get paid. It's just not going to happen. Look at Dallas. I mean, now once you got to drop that money on Micah, then you might have, but you got 4 or 5 players, and that's going to be like 80% of your cap.
That's not true. That's not true. They actually would be saving money if they would pay Micah. Right now they're sitting at $70 million. If they were to pay Micah, if they were to pay Micah, see Micah, they picked up his 5th-year option. So with his 5th-year option, it's already accounted for. That's already accounted for. So they would actually be saving money by paying him early. They would have close to $100 million in salary cap space. The Cowboys' issue is they wait too long. They wait long. They should have signed Micah Parsons last week. They should have signed him before Max Crosby signed his deal. They could have got Micah Parsons at $35 million last year. They waited. Max Crosby gets paid 35 and a half. They could have paid him this past weekend and paid him around 37. They wait. Myles Garrett gets paid 40. So things don't get cheaper as you wait. That's their issue. They wait too long for the contract negotiations. They're in the same they're kind of like in the same situation, not as bad, but like with the Cincinnati Bengals, you should have paid Jamar Chase 2 years ago. You should have paid T. Higgins last year. You keep tagging him, pissing him off instead of paying him or trading him and trying to get value for him. Now you're going to have to spend $40 million for Jamar Chase and probably like 33 to 35 for T. Higgins. That's not sustainable. And then you waited to pay Trey Hendrickson. He led the league in sacks last year. So he's looking at Myles Garrett with $40 million. If you would have paid Trey Hendrickson 2 weeks ago, you could have got him for probably 32. Now the going rate for elite edges is what's that?
So yeah, but my point, like I say, my point is that you can't pay everybody that money like that. Eventually, the bill is gonna come due. Is my point. Is Brock Purdy market value is 50? If it's 55, he say I want 55, and whatever the case may be, he get his 55 million, and that's gonna affect you. Take care of everybody else. That's why I brought up with Dallas Allen, because eventually, it's the first year or two with like Mike Parsons getting his bread, but then the first year or two is gonna be a low cap number, and all of a sudden the cap number gonna multiply.
Yeah, that's true too. But here's the other thing you have to take into account. Every year the salary cap goes up. The salary cap went up $25 million this past season. This season we're about to play. $25 million. That's another player or 4 or 5 players. So the money's just going to keep going. You got the TV deals, you got YouTube, you got YouTube TV, you got Amazon, all of that stuff. The money's going to keep flowing. But you got to take care of your elite players. That's why people come to watch the game. They don't want to see some scrub. They don't want to see some backup player. They want to see the elite players. And if you can't pay them, then you got to let them go. You got to let them go because somebody else will pay them because this is a business.
Yeah, we'll pay you in Buffalo.
I will pay you in Buffalo. Yep.
Yeah. That's a problem too.
Now, speaking of which, Marcus, don't you start your I see that Cheshire Cat smile. Marcus Betts, I see it. Don't you start your mess. I already know. We already talked about Joey Bosa. You already know.
Mark know I ain't scared of Marcus because I love his name. So let's get it.
So Aaron Rodgers. This is an insane stat about Aaron Rodgers.
This too.
People want to keep hating on him. Aaron Rodgers between 2018 and 2022, 136 touchdowns to 15 interceptions in those 4 seasons. Never been done. Never see it again. My question to you guys is, what team should Aaron Rodgers go to now?
I mean, well, right now, I think you're really kind of stuck. We played the quarterback carousel. I mean, right now, the way that it's looking, it's between either Pittsburgh or the Giants. Honestly, my preference for him, I would prefer for him to retire. I really would.
Oh, Lord.
I've seen. Well, here's the thing about it. Here, you know who you sound like right now, Torch? You sound like the people that was rooting on Michael Jordan with the Washington Wizards. That's what you sound like right now. Look, every athlete has their day. He's 42 years old. Is he what he used to be? Of course not. But I felt like last year he somewhat tarnished his image. I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers in a bad situation getting carted off the field. You've had a great career. You're a first ballot Hall of Fame, a 4-time MVP, one of the greatest stories of the ball that ever lived. My preference, I know it's probably not going to happen. My preference would be for him to retire. Because if you look at both of the situations where he's going to go into the where he's predicted to go, either the Giants. Okay, the New York Giants are the worst team in the NFC East. They're the worst team in the NFC East. Okay, the New York Giants are the worst team in the NFC. Can we agree on that? So for the playoffs, to get to the playoffs, you got to go through the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Commanders. That's not going to happen. Steelers, you go to the
Nobody
Steelers.
Wants to go across the hall. Nobody wants him to go across the hall. You don't want him. But Pittsburgh, I think Pittsburgh is a better place for him.
Pittsburgh has one of the worst offensive lines in the league. They got one of the worst offensive. Their pass protection last year was 28th. Now, for a guy who's lost some of his they can't run the ball. So now they're gonna stack the box. Najee Harris is gone. I think they're gonna probably roll with the kid Jaylen Warren and Cordarrelle Patterson. That's what they're
Whoa. I gotta stop you right there.
First of all, they picked up Gainwell from Philly.
Yep.
Gainwell, are we really boosting up Kenneth Gainwell? Really?
The whole line is trash. But
they can't run the football. Now, of course, the DK Metcalf.
Marcus, he was telling you something.
Go ahead. I can barely hear him. You got to turn. I can barely hear him. Go ahead. I want to hear what you.
That's why I asked you earlier. Can you hear the caller?
Go ahead. I want to hear what he has to say.
Now, the Steelers whole line is definitely ass. That's their problem. Whoever's been scouting their whole lineman is somebody else. But DK Metcalf on one side and Pickens on the other side. And I'm not talking about their personalities. I'm talking about their talent. To have each on the other side, you are automatically playing cover two. Playing cover two. I don't care about which team we're talking about in the league. You're playing cover two over the top, which means that opens up the middle of the field because now you got a light box. Their tight end is legit. Tight end is legit. And the fact that you have Gainwell and you also had another kid, Warren, the other muscle-bound kid that can run the ball. I'm not saying that Pittsburgh is going to jump into the top four. But it's Aaron Rodgers. If any place you want to go, you can throw the ball out quick to the running backs, or you can throw them fade routes to them two big monsters on the edges. So between the Giants and Pittsburgh,
Okay, I got you. I hear what you're saying. How would you rank the Jets wide receiver core last year? Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson. That's a pretty good combo, right?
Hold on a second. I'm gonna make it so you can hear.
You had Garrett Wilson, you got Devontae Adams, you got Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Mecole Hardman, Allen Lazard, all these people that he brought in and he couldn't get on the ball. And then in the backfield, you got Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. And you could and what did they finish? What did they finish in the NFC? And in the worst division, I won't say the worst, one of the worst divisions in football. The AFC, okay, we're going to say this here. The AFC East is one of the worst divisions in football. I won't say it's worse than the NFC South or the AFC South, but the AFC East is one of the worst divisions in football. And and the Jets came in last place. They came in last place in the AFC East with Aaron Rodgers. So now you're going to an even tougher division. And yes, you got DK Metcalf and George Pickens and Pat Fryerman. And you got to go see the Ravens twice a year and the Bengals twice a year and the Browns, who have a pretty good defense with Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward. So those are the two choices that he has. Can we agree that the AFC North and the NFC East are better divisions than the AFC East? Can we agree to that?
Yes, the AFC North is definitely a harder division than the AFC East. But also, my other point too is that you got much better coaching in Pittsburgh than you had with the Jets. And the main thing is what
Do you?
Pittsburgh tell Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, damn. Wait a minute. Repeat that again, Marcus. Say that one more.
Because
No, Marcus. Don't you say nothing. Don't you say nothing. Marcus here, repeat that again.
Which part?
The part of Pittsburgh. Because now you making an argument for why he should go to Pittsburgh. I told somebody the same thing. They ain't want to hear me. So go ahead and repeat it again, Marcus.
It's not even close. Aaron Rodgers should go to Pittsburgh.
Oh, damn.
Instead of the Giants. That's not even close.
But why would he be better in Pittsburgh? Go ahead and explain.
Well, besides the coaching is much better in Pittsburgh. Yes. Say, this is what we doing. And
So
Aaron Rodgers.
So Arthur Smith is an offensive genius, because that's the offensive coordinator for the Steelers. He's not, and Mike Tomlin I love Mike Tomlin as an offensive coach and an in-game tactician. That's not his specialty. Arthur Smith is terrible. Arthur Smith couldn't win with Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts. You also have to take into the consideration.
Hold on, Marcus. Wait a minute.
No, the problem here is it doesn't matter who's coaching any of that. If you don't have an O-line, it doesn't matter. And we agree. I said Pittsburgh has to address the O-line before they address anything.
Okay, well. Okay.
Oh, hold on a second, y'all. Hold on a second, y'all. We got another caller on the line too. Hold on. I want to merge the call real quick.
And the damn Giants by far. The Giants got one player.
All right, caller.
Aaron Rodgers is going to retire, so stop the nonsense.
I know this is not Jason Renaud on my phone. I'm just saying Jason Renaud. Jason Renaud.
That's what you said, Jason. He said you think he's going to retire? Yeah, that's why he's taking too long. The money's there for him. The teams are there for him. He's contemplating whether he should just hang it up, and I think he's going to do that. I know. Let's keep it a buck. I could care less about what the hell Aaron Rodgers does, first and foremost. And he should retire because I think he's done. But if there was, like, the question was, which would be a better option? The Steelers. The better option is the Giants, not the Steelers. For him, because he get to say and do whatever he want to do. No, it's because of what Marcus said. Why are you going to be a 41-year-old quarterback and get your ass completely lit up every single Sunday? And knowing that, that's not what you want to do. I don't give a damn how good the team is. If your line can't protect you, what are we doing here at 41?
You got the defending Super Bowl champion in your. If he goes to the Giants, you're on the worst team in the NFC East. You're on the worst team. The New York Giants are the worst. The New York Giants are the. And this is hard for me to say too.
Marcus, remember last year when we talked about Aaron Rodgers on the Jets, and what did I say? What's he going to be, a +3 to the Jets? So what's he going to be with Pittsburgh? Maybe +2? Does that even help? He's easily a +3 or 4. So I mean, Rodgers is not relevant anymore. Unfortunately, he is not relevant anymore in the NFL. Bottom line.
If he goes to the Steelers, he's the third best quarterback in the AFC North at this stage in his career. He's not at this stage in his career. He's not better than Joe Burrow. He's not better than Lamar Jackson. If he goes to the NFC East, he's going to be. I don't think Jalen Hurts is better than him per se, but the Eagles are better than the Giants. The Commanders are coming, and Dak Prescott should be healthy. You will be the worst quarterback in the NFC East. You will be the third. You'll be the third. You'll be the third best quarterback in the AFC North.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I done had enough of y'all. I done had enough of y'all hating around here about my man Aaron Rodgers. When my man Aaron Rodgers is better. Hold on. I done had enough of that. I done had enough. I done had enough of y'all hating around here about my man Aaron Rodgers when he is better than every one of y'all quarterbacks except for Josh Allen that's on this panel or on this phone. I don't want to hear no hatred for my man Aaron Rodgers when when you sitting over there sitting with the frozen tuna can who can't play in cold weather, Mr. Bone Density of a calcium deprived toddler over there, and Tua Tagovailoa, and you, you know what? You sound like a Katy Perry song. We almost did it. We almost got it done. We almost did it. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah, but we're not talking about our teams. We're not talking about our particular teams. We're talking about the division that he would come into.
You know what we talking about? I'm talking about you right now and your Dak Prescott, $60 million, overpaid, overhyped. Okay. My man just smoked your man every single time, so I don't know what you talking about.
Okay, you're right. You're right. He is overpaid. He is overpaid. But check this out. Check this out, Torch. Check this out.
Hold on, he's not going to team he can go to. The Minnesota Vikings.
Quiet as kept doing some things in free agency.
Oh, you wouldn't want that to happen now. I know you wouldn't want him to go to Minnesota now. It's the same Minnesota team that went 14-3 this year. You sure Aaron Rodgers is better than Sam Darnold? I know you don't want that smoke.
Is he though?
Yes, he is. What you mean, is he though? No, I know damn well. I know damn well you didn't say that.
Okay, here. Picture this. If you put Aaron Rodgers in that Minnesota offense, the last 2 games of the year where Sam Darnold gave that money back, do you see Aaron Rodgers playing that badly as well?
Nope.
I do, because I saw him doing it with the
Jets. Hell no.
Now that means you're saying that the Jets O-line is on a par with the Minnesota Vikings O-line?
He tripping.
All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Come on.
He tripping.
If you stack up Minnesota wide receivers and the Jets wide receivers, it's almost an identical stack of wide receivers.
Yes, it is.
I don't agree with
that. Marcus, get your man. Get Jason. Listen, I need you to get Jason. Get Jason right now.
Justin Jefferson in himself is a force multiplier. Justin Jefferson in himself is a force multiplier. I will give you that. But here's the thing. After the Vikings lost Christian Darrisaw last year, their offensive line went downhill. They went down. Here's the other thing that you got to take. Here's the other thing that you see. The thing is, people like to remember their favorite players as they were. How did Peyton Manning look his last year with the Broncos? How did Tom Brady look his last? How did Tom Brady look his last game against Dallas in that playoff game? We keep looking at
y'all would love for Aaron Rodgers last year to be this year so he could look like both of them. In which, go ahead. I tell you what. I am no
Aaron Rodgers fan by no stretch of the imagination. But my question was this: does the Minnesota Viking O-line match up with the Jets O-line?
No, Jason is out of pocket right now. He is committing all types of flagrant fouls right now. He is literally committing flagrant fouls right now. Right now. Jason know better.
Jason, talk to me. Give me one. Give me who's better.
He know better.
Minnesota O-line. Which one's better?
Let him go to Pittsburgh or Minnesota and see what happens.
Come on, Jason. Where you at? Talk to me.
Y'all gonna be biting. Y'all gonna be biting these words. Telling you.
The Minnesota Vikings last year. Look,
Minnesota.
the end.
So my point is this: if they have a better O-line and you put Aaron Rodgers in that spot,
I'm not trying to sell my man short.
Last 2 games.
Get that. Aaron Rodgers damn near threw for 4,000 yards last year with the fucking Jets. What are we talking about?
Here's the other thing that you got to hang on though. Here's the other thing that y'all got to consider. Does Minnesota want him? Y'all got to understand there's certain things. Yeah, you might have a great player, but here's the other thing you got to take into consideration when you're thinking about bringing a player onto your team. Now, your guy Matt LaFleur, he couldn't get along with Matt LaFleur. You think he's going to get along with Kevin O'Connell? That's the other thing you got to take into consideration.
First and foremost, I will not take such disrespect of my man. You all of a sudden now, what a LaFleur. I know you're not talking. LaFleur.
I am talking. I am talking. Do you think
LaFleur was better than your pick? Hold on. LaFleur was better than your pickup.
I got you. I'm talking about if you bring on Aaron Rodgers, you have to bring on. It's just like bringing on. As talented as Antonio Brown was, you also had to take into consideration the emotional and psychological baggage that comes along with him. Do you want to bring that? Do you want to bring that into your organization? The moodiness. The moodiness, the diva-like behavior, the not showing up to training camp, the nonchalant, never taking responsibility. They never taking responsibility. When he throws the interception, he's throwing his hands up in the air. You know, he never takes accountability for the things that he does. That's what you got to take into consideration when you bring a guy like that. Is he still somewhat talented? Yes. But you have to also take into consideration the baggage that comes along with him. That's the other thing you got to do.
This would be the answer right here. You said who's on the line? Aaron Rodgers. Oh yeah, come down to the office. Come on down to the office. Let's work this thing out.
Mm-hmm.
Come down to the office.
Okay.
All right, Aaron, we got your man Aaron Jones here. You familiar with him, right? Yeah. Aaron Jones loved him, by the way. We got Justin Jefferson. We got Jordan Addison over here. We got TJ. We got some weapons over here. Yeah, you want to come over here? You know, our defense was top 5 last year in the NFL. Sure. All right, we got you.
Yeah. So was the Jets' defense. So was the Jets' defense. Hey, coach. Hey, GM. I mean, I'll think about it. If y'all pay me $45 million, I don't have to come to OTAs. I don't have to come to training camp, and I can take every Wednesday and Thursday off. Then I'll sign up for it because that's what he's going to tell you.
Aaron Rodgers ain't taking 45.
I would say for what it's worth, the players publicly said they had no issues with Aaron Rodgers.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Publicly, that's what they said.
Yeah, thank you.
But Betts has a point, though.
I give Betts has a point. Betts also the guy that don't want to see him in the NFC because he know every time he see him, he gonna get that tail spank. That's what that
about.
is.
You know who else?
Watch this. We can make a bet that Betts going home in the first round if he beat Aaron Rodgers at any point in time.
I'm not even worried about Aaron Rodgers. If he goes to the Vikings, he's going to be in third place in the division. He'll be in third place in the division. Betts ain't worried about him.
Wait a minute. You think the Vikings going to be in third place with Aaron Rodgers this year?
Yeah.
If they put Aaron Rodgers on Minnesota, who was tied, damn near tied for first place, you really
in one of the worst divisions in football. Y'all better stop sleeping on the Bears. Y'all better stop. Listen to me. Y'all better stop sleeping on the Bears. You better stop sleeping on the Bears. I'm telling y'all, everybody's sleeping on the Bears.
You have a newfound faith. You got a newfound faith in the Chicago Bears now?
Yes, I do.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
Yes, I do.
You know what?
Yes, I do.
You know what would be so typical, Marcus Aaron?
Hmm?
For his team to get knocked off by the Chicago Bears. That'd be very
The Chicago Bears. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm giving y'all a nugget before this season starts. The Chicago Bears are about to be a problem. The only thing that was holding them back last year was coaching. Matt Eberflus. That's all that was holding them back. Yeah.
So I got a question. By you saying that, hold on, watch this. Marcus, you know what he is literally admitting to right now, right? If you really listen to Marcus Betts, you know what he's admitting to?
What's that?
That his team ain't making the playoffs this year either. That's exactly what he's admitting to. Go ahead, Marcus. You making the playoffs this year? Because if you think Chicago gonna be hot, then where does Dallas fit? Here's the
thing. We've seen divisions send three teams to the playoffs before. We just saw it this past year with the NFC North, with the AFC West. They sent three teams. I think it's very possible. The NFC East can send three teams, because let me tell you who's about to be really bad. We know that the NFC South ain't sending but one team. We know the NFC South ain't sending but one team, and the NFC West ain't sending but one team too. The NFC West ain't sending but one team too. Because the 49ers are going down, the Cardinals going down, and the Seahawks suck now. The only team that's coming out the West is going to be the Rams. The NFC South will send a team that's 9-7 to the playoffs, and then you'll have probably three. I didn't hear what you said.
So you're thinking the Commanders are better than the Commanders?
Say what now?
Oh, come on, no, you don't. No, you don't.
I didn't hear what your question was.
And you're talking about Chicago being a threat. Well, the bigger threat is the Commanders. Chicago ain't even going to be a thought, especially in the division that they're in, because you've got Detroit, you've got Green Bay, you've got Minnesota. That's three, right?
That's three.
You've got Philly, you've got Washington.
That's five.
Teams that are better than Chicago.
Listen. It happens.
I just want to know, where do the Cowboys fit? Because
it happens every year. It happens. If I would have told you last year, okay, if I would have told you last year that the San Francisco 49ers wouldn't even make the playoffs, would you have believed me? If I would have told you at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the season last year, that the 49ers would not even make the playoffs, would you have believed me? It happens every year. No. You have that team that's worst to first every year. Don't be surprised a team that you think is going to the playoffs, that went to the playoffs last year, if they don't even make the playoffs. Because it happens every single year. We're like, damn, what the hell happened to them? If I would have told you last year that the 49ers would not make the playoffs, would you have believed me?
Here's my argument to that.
Okay.
All the teams who made the playoffs last year have cap money and space. They have cap money and room to grow. Green Bay has cap money. Minnesota has cap. Hold on. Minnesota has cap money. Detroit has cap money. Washington has cap money. Chicago has cap money. Philadelphia still has cap money because all of their players are on rookie deals who were impact players in the Super Bowl. Washington has money. Again, Atlanta had money. Hell, what are we talking about? Atlanta had money. And you're forgetting about Tampa Bay. And the Rams just made sure they solidified their team for the rest of the year too, because they lost whatchamacallit and went and got somebody else the next couple hours later.
Devontae. I'm just saying, we see every year.
Where do Dallas fit? I'm just asking this question because you said Chicago will be hot. So if Chicago's hot, then where you fit in at?
Okay, just because here's the thing about the playoffs.
I just want to know for
I'm explaining to you. Just because you made the playoffs the year before, and maybe you're an ascending team, that's no guarantee that the next season that you make the playoffs. That's all that I'm saying. There's nothing written in the stars because you. And we see every year a team, 2 or 3 teams that made the playoffs that don't make it the following year. Like, what the hell happened to them?
But also injuries play a big part of that too. Absolutely, that can change. That can derail a whole season if the wrong person gets injured.
Right, if the wrong person get injured, correct. I totally
screwed because of it.
But guess what? Guess what's funny? Guess what? And I still got more faith, in the teams that made the playoffs and got cap money and can build than I do. No offense, I'm sorry to say this, Marcus, but
it ain't written. I'm going to say something that's going to freak y'all out a little bit. It ain't written in the stars that the Kansas City Chiefs make the playoffs and win the AFC West this year. That ain't written in the stars. They got a good team, but they've also played like another season and a half on this little run that they've been on, and you start seeing the people start breaking down. Travis Kelce's a year older. What's going to happen with the Rashee Rice ordeal? Chris Jones is getting older. So stuff starts happening. You know, you have injuries, like you said. Oh, we expect the Buffalo Bills to win. I do expect the Buffalo Bills to win the AFC East. The Buffalo Bills, from their top players, have been pretty healthy, and we've seen teams that, you know, that get that injury bug, and you're like, what the hell? You know, Josh Allen's been pretty. He's been pretty durable. I'm not wishing injury on anybody. I would never do that.
It's funny you would say that about injuries, because unfortunately for the Bills, prior to this year, the injuries hit the Bills at the end of the season with the defensive players.
I'm talking about where Josh Allen hasn't missed a game for injury. I think he's maybe in his whole career, that one concussion he got, he's been pretty durable. We've seen teams we've seen teams, you know, lose their quarterback. We saw Brock Purdy in a playoff game get his shoulder messed up. We've seen Lamar Jackson miss some games. We've seen Patrick Mahomes. He ain't really, but I'm saying he's been fairly durable. He's been pretty durable. So I'm just saying, just because you made the playoffs one year, that's nothing written in the stars. If I would have told you this past season before the season started, that the Washington Commanders would go to the NFC Championship, would you have believed me? With Jaden Daniels as a rookie, Jaden Daniels was one step away from the Super Bowl. If I would have told you that the Washington Commanders, if I would have told you the reason why,
because of,
he just told you why.
Because the quarterback, nobody expected the rookie quarterback to play like he played.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What if the Cleveland Browns draft? What if the Cleveland Browns draft Cam Ward? I don't know how good Cam Ward's going to be. What if he comes up there to Cam Ward and the Pittsburgh Steelers still ain't got no quarterback, or Russell Wilson goes and falls off a cliff, or Aaron Rodgers goes and falls off a cliff, and the Cleveland Browns go to the playoffs? I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff that happens. There's a lot of stuff that happens during the course of the year. And like I said, if I would have told you, we thought Jaden Daniels was going to be okay, right? We thought he was going to be okay. We didn't think he was going to be offensive rookie of the year good. We didn't think that. So I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff we make assumptions and presumptions about stuff, but the bottom line is you still got to go on the field and make it happen. We don't play football on paper. We play it on the field.
For sure. Definitely. I agree with that. I'm just saying your team plays with paper airplanes. I don't know. All right. I'm sorry. Look at Marcus. Look Marcus. Yeah. Right. All right. I'm gonna stop cracking on the Cowboys now. That's enough jokes for the Cowboys.
My name is Marcus Betts. My name ain't Marcus Jones. I don't get no money from the Dallas Cowboys. I do not trip.
Look, Marcus, that's okay. Yeah. I'm still not off the Bills' ass. Don't worry. I'm not off their ass either. Now, with that being said, C.J. Mosley got released by the Jets. Best place for him to go.
Hell, we could use them. We could actually use them. I think
the Chargers need him. He could. I'm thinking, Mitch, you said y'all could use him in Dallas.
Oh, we could definitely use them in Dallas. We could use them in Dallas. Now they picked up two linebackers. They picked up Kenneth Murray, and then we picked up a linebacker from the Bears. So I can't think of his name off the top, but he's pretty good.
I think Murray's the outside guy.
Yeah. But I'll tell you somewhere else I wouldn't mind him going. I don't know what their salary cap situation is. I think he looked very good back in the Ravens uniform because that's where he came from. Sometimes guys like to go back home, have unfinished business there. I wouldn't mind seeing him go back to the Ravens and playing next to Roquan Smith. I think that looked pretty nice.
But him and Roquan, who's the other kid they had next to it? Well, they 4-3. They
moved Kyle Hamilton and let him. He's a safety, but he plays a little linebacker too. They got a little. I could see him going back to the Ravens if he was like, well, I want to go compete. He didn't leave there on bad terms. He just left for more money, and he's a little bit older now. I could see him. I wouldn't mind having him though. Like you said, the Chargers. I don't think he looked.
I'm thinking 3-4 for him now, like because he's older and you sharing that you ain't got to run the middle by yourself.
Yeah.
And at 3-4, he'll split that middle with somebody else. Yeah, that's Pittsburgh.
I could see him now. Pittsburgh, they just picked up Patrick Queen. I don't know what Pittsburgh's salary cap. Pittsburgh needs to worry about a quarterback. Everything else for them is secondary. They need to go get them a quarterback and they need to go get them a starting running back. You're good at receiver, you're good at tight end, offensive line. They've spent draft capital there. They've spent like 2 first-round picks on Broderick Jones and Fashanu. They've spent money on offensive line. It just hasn't, for whatever reasons, panned out, But the Steelers for a long time there, the Steelers for a long time.
Is they O-line. Their O-line is their problem. They drafting dudes that's ass and whatever, they're not getting that right. That's what they got to get first. The quarterback and running back ain't gonna matter if you ain't got the 5.
That's true, but
the center is good. They got him. The center was legit.
Yeah, I like Frazier. I like Zach Frazier. He's nice. He's real nice. But they've put resources into the offensive line. It just hasn't panned out, And that's part of the gift and the curse too. We always talk about the Steelers. Under Tomlin, they've never had a losing season. Well, that's good to an extent, but here's the bad part. The bad part is you make the playoffs. You're not elite like the Chiefs or the Ravens or the Bills, but you're not, the Indianapolis Colts. So you're somewhere in the middle there. It's almost better to have 1 or 2 really horrible years. The Steelers are never horrible where they're picking like in the top 10 for a blue chip player. They're they make the playoffs, get their ass kicked in the first round, and then they're picking in the, picking at 21 through 24. And can you find good players at 21 and 24? Yeah, you can, but they ain't the they're not that guy who's pretty much that sure thing, that top 10 pick. They don't ever get those guys. So they're getting, the fourth best tackle in the draft. They're getting the third best cornerback in the draft, So it just, that it's kind of a gift and a curse. You almost want to be bad if you're really bad for a couple of years and now you're picking in the top 5. Like the Bengals, they get Joe Burrow at 1, they get Jamar Chase at 5, and now you're cooking with bacon grease, So it's just that's their issue.
So basically what you're saying, like they should start trading off they vets.
I'm just saying that they have the gift and the curse. They're never god awful. It's almost better to be god awful for a couple of years and get some really good players rather than being in the middle where you're not. I don't think that they're better than the Bengals, and I don't think they're better than the Ravens. Man for man, they're not. So you're finishing second or third in the division.
Why you stop talking? Second and third in the division.
They're third in the division.
Are you not, Marcus?
No, I'm not. It's like a slight delay. They're second or third in the division. They make the playoffs. They make the playoffs at 9-8 or 10-7. They make the playoffs barely. They squeak into the playoffs. They get to the first round of playoffs and get their teeth kicked in. Well, you're a playoff team, so you're not picking very high. You're picking at 21 through 24, just like what happened to them this past year. 21 through 24. Derrick Henry runs. You're picking at 21 through 24. You make the playoffs, barely make the playoffs, and then Derrick Henry runs for 150 yards on you. So that's their issue. They're never that bad. So that's
your ass too. I just think.
Okay. So a couple things that come into mind. Since we're talking about the NFC East, might as well. 2 things before we get into the one that's up here, while Marcus trying to see what's being said up here on this slide. Saquon Barkley in last year's free agency went to the Eagles for 3 years, $37.75 million. Do you know the Giants just signed Darius Slayton to that same deal?
Yes, they did. Well, virtually the same deal.
Virtually the same deal. I mean, it's $1 million off.
Yeah, 336.
336. If you're the Giants, first of all, I'm Aaron Rodgers. I don't ever want to go to the Giants. That's dumb. How dumb can you be? Like that organization, it might be one of the dumbest organizations in football. That might be one of the dumbest organizations in football right now. I guess they're going through a growth spurt. Being dumb, stupidity.
That's what I'm saying when you were saying he should go to that Aaron Rodgers should go to the Giants. I'm like, what? The Giants are a worse situation than the Jets, if you ask me. I think the Jets have more talent. I like Garrett Wilson, Malik Neighbors. That's pretty much a draw. But the Jets got Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. They got some good players over there. But you're going to if he goes to the Giants, you're going to the same division with the Super Bowl champions. You're going to a division that has a rookie quarterback, the defending offensive rookie of the year, who was a step away from the Super Bowl. That's not a good move for him. And if you go to the AFC North, you're battling against the Bengals twice a year and the Ravens twice a year.
But I do think Pittsburgh will have enough weapons for him to compete, though. If Pittsburgh competed last year with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, they could compete with Aaron Rodgers.
But the thing about it though, it wasn't the issue last year was the defense. The defense was getting cooked. Derrick Henry had 2 games against He was averaging 8 yards a carry, sir.
Whoa. Pittsburgh's what was the problem last year?
Pittsburgh's defense was. Did you watch Derrick Henry against Pittsburgh? Did you watch that game?
Pittsburgh's offense was so inept. Hold on. Pittsburgh's offense was so inept and garbage last year. It made absolutely no sense. Pittsburgh wouldn't even have been 10-3 if it wasn't for their defense. What?
Actually, the person that was carrying him on offense was Justin Fields. Justin Fields was 4-2 with him. Russell Wilson lost 5 straight games, sir. Russell Wilson lost 5 straight games.
Yes, because that defense got gutted the last 5 games of the year. Look who they played. They played Baltimore twice in the last 5 weeks. Look who else they played. I think they played Cincinnati. And who else did they play in the last 5 weeks?
Billy, KC.
Yeah, you playing against top dogs. You playing top dogs.
And guess what? They came in second place last year. So guess what? With their schedule this year, they're playing a second place schedule. So you're not getting an easier schedule.
No, wait a minute. Oh yes, they did come in second because
they came in second place in the North. So you're playing another brutal.
The Bengals didn't make. The
Bengals didn't make the playoffs, and the Browns didn't make the playoffs. You came in second place.
I called it 2 years in a row about the Bengals.
So you got a second. You got a second place schedule with a makeshift offensive line and maybe a 42-year-old quarterback. Good luck. Good luck.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I'm about to say something else that might scare you. Hold on, I got to take from the alphabet real quick. I'm gonna say something else that might scare you. The Bengals ain't making the playoffs for a 3rd straight year. Uh-oh. I called it early.
Okay.
They're not making the playoffs 3 straight years. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why.
Who's the 17th going to the playoffs then?
Oh, I'll tell you. 3 is coming out the West. 3 is coming out the West. Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos.
Get the fuck out of here. No, get out of here with that.
What? Oh, please tell Jason to stop committing flagrant fouls. I need Jason to stop committing flagrant fouls on this show right now. He said they not going to the. Are you kidding me? Oh, here you go. See, first of all, I didn't even get to the AFC East yet. As soon as I said 3 coming out the West, he already, listen, you see, that is what we call insecurity, folks. He got insecurity.
He does this every year since I known him. Every year since I known him. All my Miami Dolphins are going to do this. The Miami Dolphins are going to do this. The Miami Dolphins are going to do that. We're going to win the division. But Buffalo ain't going to do nothing, and then they get their teeth stomped out.
Wait a minute. So, Marcus, you're telling me that if Tua was healthy for those 5 games, that would have made us not make the playoffs because they wouldn't have won any of those games. Okay. I'm okay. Bullshit.
What is our okay? Now we just talked about the whole Joey Bosa going to the Bills thing. Why do we raise our eyebrow when people say something about Joey Bosa? What is the perception of Joey Bosa? Injuries. Okay. So when you say, so I expect that. You know what I also expect? I expect Tua to miss games every single year. So when you say, well, if he would have been healthy, I expect him to miss those games. Because why? Because his pattern has shown me that. So when you say, well, don't say if he wouldn't have missed those games, he's going to miss games. He's going to miss games. And Buffalo, let me give y'all a little secret before the season starts. Joey Bosa will miss games next year. Joey Bosa will miss games next year.
I'm done. You will send me to bed.
Yo, please don't send him to bed. Jason.
I was about to go to bed.
Jay Bernard, stop this. I know you didn't just say Zach Wilson is the best backup quarterback in the league.
Yes, he did. I'm about to go to bed.
Marcus, get your man. He is committing flagrant foul. Yo,
Yo,
Marcus, you know what the funniest thing is? We was talking about Chicago. Look, we was talking about Chicago. Marcus talking about Chicago. I said, where do that leave Dallas? As soon as I said 3 teams going for the AFC West, immediately, I mean on cue, Insecurity Central. He was like, get the hell out of here. Because he know, look, you want to know what that just told me? He know that his team gonna be in 7th place or worse this year.
You ain't gonna be number 7. Hell no.
Marcus, big game on him. Big game on your man.
Give me your 17 in the playoffs right now. Give me your 7.
Who, me?
No, Jason, give me your
Oh, okay.
Oh, I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this.
7. What are you gonna be at? Listen. So I got Baltimore. I got Baltimore, Buffalo, Cincinnati, Miami.
Let's see. There he goes. There he goes. That Miami homer is
all over the place. I don't believe this.
Kansas City, Houston, and Denver.
Houston and Denver.
That's your 7.
That's your
That's
7?
my 7. Yeah.
Bro, he's tripping.
So the West is only sending 2 teams. The West is only sending 2 teams.
That's it. And the only reason why the West sent 3 was because fucking Miami lost 5 straight. Dude.
And what?
Miami would have made the playoffs.
If
kidding me?
If Aiden Hutchinson doesn't miss games, they do this, and if the Detroit Lions don't lose 16 players on their defense, the bottom line, Tua misses games every season. It's like clockwork. You act surprised. You act surprised when he gets hurt. I'm not surprised when he gets hurt.
Marcus, the year before, Tua played the whole season. They won 11 games. Are you kidding me?
Hold on, watch this, Marcus. You want to know what?
Okay. And how many times has he done that?
Hold on, but Marcus, you want to
do again? How many times
has he
done
that? Marcus, but y'all want to know what's so funny about this? Forget the wins. Forget the win-loss column. Marcus is on here. Wasn't he so adamant coming on the show talking about somebody who should retire? Your man need to retire. The hell we talking about? It's funny coming from the Miami Dolphins guy over here talking about somebody need to retire, yet y'all keep letting this guy who has got concussed 5 times in 5 years still play football on y'all team.
Wait a minute. Okay. First of all, I am not a huge Tua supporter.
I don't care. I don't even have that no team.
What do you keep saying if he doesn't get hurt? Did y'all see the picture? Did y'all see the pictures of him the other day? Did you see the pictures of him the other day? They had posted up the pictures of him without his shirt on. Did y'all see them? Did you see that picture?
I saw it.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
I saw it. You guilty by association. Miami your team. We don't care if you're supporting Tua. Miami is your team, and you got the mitigated gall to come on the show. You got the mitigated gall to come on here with all types of aggressiveness in his voice. Talk about yo.
If Tua doesn't, you lost 5 games in a row. If Tua doesn't get hurt, we make the playoffs. What? And Tua gets hurt every single year.
Right, but it's facts.
Oh my goodness. 1.
It's facts.
Look at you. 2. Hold on. 1.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is, I think there were 3 teams that made it out of the West because Miami could not get their shit together for the 5 games that Tua was out. That's why.
Okay.
That's the only reason why. Other than that, Miami would have been in. You changed it just a little bit. Change it. I just stating what I'm waiting. No,
my man moving the goalpost.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing too. If
Except 2 of the missed games. You know what I'm
Two
saying?
of misses
That's-
games
that's
every
what I'm
year,
saying.
and if the Chiefs didn't already have the number 1 seed locked up, Denver ain't going either. Denver's not going either. Denver got in because the Kansas City Chiefs because the Kansas City Chiefs didn't play their starters. They didn't play their starters.
You're right.
Okay, so don't act like it's something that Miami did. It's because
Hold on.
it's because the Kansas City Chiefs didn't play their starters.
Marcus, at the end of the day, it's absolutely what Miami did. Is when that was not win a game while Tua was out. They won 0 games.
What I mean, but you know what? I find that to be hilarious, Jay Renard, because you got an excuse every year. Because what happened to the year that they had a 5-game lead on Buffalo, and Buffalo somehow still won the
Listen,
division?
no excuse.
Oh
No
yeah,
excuse.
okay, right. I was about to say, I bet not hear no excuse for why Buffalo was 6-6, and y'all
I
allowed
want
them
to
to
hear
come
no
all the way back.
excuses from Buffalo if Miami goes and beats that ass this year.
Oh Lord, and you know what?
I don't want to hear those excuses.
Hold on, Marcus.
What makes you think that's going to occur?
Right, that's all I want to say. Y'all ain't did it in 15 tries, yeah.
What makes you think that's going to occur?
Oh.
Think about it. What has Miami done that makes you think that all of a sudden now that you're going to start beating the Bills? Tell me.
And don't pull out that damn theme song, because I got a theme song for you. 1, look at 2, 2, Rudy Poo. 3.
Didn't y'all just lose Javon Holland?
Yeah, Javon Holland gone. He was the Giants. Shut up.
That's-
Don't even talk about it. Don't start talking about players.
I'm sorry. Who y'all pick up this year? I'm sorry. Who did y'all pick up in free agency? Matter of fact, I ain't even seen the Dolphins' name on no free agency picks. Wait a minute, Marcus, time out. Marcus, I think I done seen every other team in the NFL except for the Miami Dolphins in free agency. What happened? What happened? Your man Stephen Jones caught mom. He got the mush mouth. He got nothing to say. He better hope Tyreek still would have play over there. That's what he better hope.
Yeah.
You better hope Tyreek still would have play.
Shit, dude.
Yo, he is the
Nobody
funny.
wants to go to South Beach. Think about that. Most want to go to South Beach. You got more people that rather come to Buffalo, and everybody, you still know the weather factor here, instead of going to South Beach. And you gonna sit here and say you don't know excuses, but Miami whooped that ass? Come on.
There's nobody that would rather go live in Buffalo than South Beach, sir. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Marcus, you didn't hear what he said. You didn't hear what he said. He said play.
I said play.
He said play,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Again, what? Okay.
Marcus,
Yeah.
it's been proven though. This free agency,
Let's bring up Dallas.
more players have went to Buffalo this year than they went to Dallas this year.
Anybody trying to go to
Oh,
Dallas?
speaking of which, I got a question for you. How you like that Kyer Elam move that y'all pulled? Talk about y'all gonna do something. You ain't about to do nothing.
Okay.
You ain't about to do nothing.
The Kyer Elam thing. It's a 5th round compensatory pick. It's a pick that we got for free. It's a pick that we got for free. He's coming to Dallas. He's coming to Dallas as a he's coming to Dallas. It's a compensatory
Did not.
No, you didn't.
for a 5th round pick.
No, listen carefully. Listen carefully. Listen to what he just said.
Okay.
We are saving $2.5 million on the cap because we traded him to you. If we would have just cut him and released him, we would have had a $4 million dead money situation on the Bills. By y'all accepting him in a trade, we saved $2.5 million on our cap space.
So how did you get him for free?
No, I'm saying for us, $2 million in a 5th round compensatory pick. He's going to be our 4th corner. He's going to be our 4th corner. You think he's going to start over? You think he's going to start? You think he's going to start over DaRon Bland or Trayvon Diggs? Stop, guys! Y'all are telling me about the Cowboys. He's coming to the Cowboys. He's coming to the Cowboys as our 4th. He's coming to the Cowboys as our 4th corner. Y'all drafted him in the 1st round, and we gave him to you for a 5th round compensatory pick, and y'all are celebrating. Y'all drafted him in the 1st round. Y'all drafted him in the 1st round.
Hold on. Listen to what he said. Y'all is plural, first of all. I'm not celebrating nothing. I think y'all foolish for getting him, but okay. Again, I think Buffalo was foolish for getting him, but go ahead. Marcus, say what you were about to say.
Drafting him in the 1st round.
Hold on. Listen to what he's about to tell you. We get what you about to say, Marcus.
Yeah. Okay. When you say Marcus, I'm like, which Mark? Go ahead.
Marcus Terry.
Okay, this is what I'm saying is when you said y'all got him for free, I'm saying that's not true. Because by doing the trade, what happens is now we receive another 5th round pick. We get a 5th round pick, and you take that $2.5 million salary. So not only do we receive another 5th round pick, because of that, we also get that 2.5 saved toward our cap space. But if we'd have just cut Kier and released him, that money would have been to the dead cap money.
Okay, what I meant by free was you drafted him in the 1st round. We got him from you for a 5th round compensatory pick that we just earned, that was just given to us. So when I say for free, you drafted him in the 1st round, and we took him from you. We for a 5th round compensatory pick that we just earned. So when I say free, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. We got him for free. You drafted him in the 1st round, and y'all are celebrating getting the 5th round pick for him.
Who is y'all?
No, what I'm saying for our celebrating, it didn't work out. We all know football here. All 1st round picks, all 2nd, 3rd, whatever, don't work out. That didn't work out here. Me knowing K here, I hope he flourishes here because he's a good dude. He puts the extra work in, all of that. It didn't work out here. But my point is, we went from a situation where instead of having dead cap money to our salary situation, we added a 5th round pick. So now instead of having 2, we have 3 5th round picks. Will help us as far as if we want to move up in the draft, we can do that. Okay. And everybody saw the NC Championship. Kyrie didn't play well, so we weren't keeping him, so we could hit him and release him. So
he was straight boo-boo shit.
Yeah, he was. He was terrible. He was terrible against Kansas City. What I'm saying is the role that here. Now let me talk. The role that we have for him here is not the role that you had for him there. You all drafted him to be a starter. We brought him to Dallas to be our 4th corner.
That's funny because he never really started, y'all.
That's what I'm saying. We have Trayvon Diggs and DaRon Bland. We have 2 all-pro. We have 2 all-pro, not Pro Bowl. We have 2 all-pro corners on our team. He's not coming here to be our starter. He's coming to Dallas to be a cog.
Correct. We get that, but I want to correct you on something. Kyrie did not start in Buffalo.
He started a few games.
He started a few games, but he wasn't the original starter, is what I'm saying.
When you draft a guy in the 1st round, when you draft a guy in the 1st round,
when you draft him, he's supposed to be a starter.
We're not bringing him to Dallas we're not bringing him to Dallas to be our long-term starter. We have 2 all-pro corners in DaRon Bland and a healthy Trayvon Diggs. We're not bringing him here to start for Dallas. So you feel like somebody's got
Marcus, you ain't slick. I almost want to say you do this once a show with that. Put that Cheshire Cat smile on there. Nah. You listen. This is how Marcus think you so slick. Marcus will hit you with the facts. We'll hit you with the facts, but then it be that underlying fact that we all know that DaRon Bland and Trayvon Diggs both been injured. So if they both go down, does Kyer Elam end up your starter?
Absolutely.
Well, here-
Exactly. Why he's trying to sit here in front
Okay.
right now, like, oh, he ain't gonna be nothing.
Here's a little bit of news from my people, because we're talking Cowboys here, and I'm the Cowboys expert here. Here's the thing. There's very strong talk. You know, everybody talk with all the mocks and stuff going on, all the mock drafts and stuff. There is a very good chance that at 12, Dallas drafts a corner, Will Johnson or Barron out of Texas.
I know Will. Well, I know his dad.
Will Johnson and Barry Johnson, Barron. There's a very good chance. So again, Kyer Elam is not being brought to Dallas to be their long-term starter.
I see. Now I know what choice we're talking about, because you is kind of slick with what you doing.
Yeah, I told you. He think he's so slick.
Number one, Will is not on the team right now.
Slick.
Who you have on your team?
He's so
You have
slick.
Diggs.
He be
And
doing
wait a moment. Here's the other thing too. What happened to Diggs? How did Diggs get injured? What did he do?
I didn't hear what you said. He got hurt.
How did Diggs get injured?
How did he get injured?
What was his injury?
He was coming off of a torn ACL.
Torn ACL, exactly. As a corner, correct? As a corner, right?
Yeah.
Now, I know of another corner who was an All-Pro, and then he tore his ACL, and unfortunately, he never became the same player he was before that.
Oh, hold on, Marcus, let me tag on that. Can I tag on that? Because I know what Marcus Bet said about this same corner. Tag, Marcus, ain't you the same one that was talking shit about the corner he about to tell you? Ain't you the same one from Buffalo?
I am. And you know why I was talking shit about him? Because y'all traded away an opportunity to draft Patrick Mahomes for him. That's why I fucking clowned you, because you drafted him instead of Patrick Mahomes. So yes, I did clown you, and I'll still clown you for it. You could have had Patrick Mahomes. So yes, I did clown you.
Right? Because this was an All-Pro corner who tore his ACL.
Okay, and what is Patrick Mahomes? Okay, what's Patrick Mahomes? What's Patrick Mahomes? You said he was an All-Pro corner. What's Patrick Mahomes? Because that's who you could have had for him. What's Patrick Mahomes? What's his credentials?
Don't change the subject. Now you sound like Republican. Don't change the subject. Stay on tax. The key is you brought up Diggs towards ACL,
right?
And I'm telling you, another previous corner that was All-Pro towards ACL, and he wasn't the same player. So because Trey White was the same player, what did the Bills have to do? They went out and got another corner to replace him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look what Dallas had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Diggs comes out here and play and doesn't play to the level that he was previous to the injury, they're gonna put out the next corner they just picked up. And what was his name is?
Kyer Elam.
So he's going to
quick.
We also have the number 12 pick. We also have $100 million in salary cap space. That's the difference.
You ain't spent on nobody.
Listen, Linda, listen. Kyer Elam might not even make the team. Linda, listen. Linda, I keep telling Kyer Elam compensatory picks. Again, when I said free, we got him for free. He was brought. He might not even make the team. He may not even make the team. Giving fifth round pick.
And Diggs may not play the same.
Okay.
DaRon Bland might not play the same.
DaRon Bland's playing just fine. He's not hurt. DaRon Bland is fine. DaRon Bland is fine. And again, like I said, we got $100 million in. We got a potential to have $100 million in salary cap space.
Hold on. Oh, DaRon Bland is fine. Can I ask you a question, Mike? DaRon Bland had how many interceptions the year before last?
Damn, he had like close to 10. 10 and like 7 pick sixes.
Nah,
like
he had
7.
11. Quit trying to low ball. Quit trying to low ball. He had 11 interceptions.
I know he had double digit. I know he had double digit interceptions.
Can I ask you a question? How many he had last year? How many did he have last year?
Probably 2 or 3, maybe.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not a disparaging difference in performance. And you sitting up here saying
do you know who used to not have a lot of interceptions either? One, Deion Sanders, because people stopped throwing to your ass. People stopped throwing. I'm not calling him. Now listen. I'm not calling him Deion Sanders. I'm saying when you made the record for the most pick sixes in the season, y'all know he broke that record, right? Then guess what people do the next season when they start playing against you? Any guesses? I'll give you 3 guesses. If you lead the league in pick sixes. If you lead the league in pick sixes one year, what do you think that people are going to do when they play you the next year? Come on, guys. This ain't that hard. What do you think is going to happen the next year?
They're just going to run the ball at you.
Are they going to throw? Are they going to throw passes at you if you've broken the?
Oh my goodness! No.
Okay.
Throw the ball at him. I'm gonna run the ball.
Hold on. Marcus, darling.
Yeah.
I gotta go here. Wait a minute. DaRon Bland had 9 interceptions in 23. You know how many interceptions he had last year, sir? Tell me again. How many did he have?
I don't know. Maybe 2. But he also
say it again. No. Maybe
I don't know how many interceptions he had last year. I'm sure it's not 9, but the point that I'm making.
You ready? I'm about to give you the answer.
Okay.
Hold on, Marcus. I'm about to give you the answer. Ready?
Okay.
For the answer? Look at my hand. Do you see my hand? Do you know what number that is?
0.
Okay. 0. He had none last year. By the way, you said that he wasn't targeted last year. You sure about that, Marcus? Because I just went and did some nice research on DaRon Bland last year. Marcus, do you know how many 20-plus yard games DaRon Bland gave up last year? Do you know that he was one of the top 5? Go ahead, say something. I want you to say something. Go ahead. I want you to say something
That's the type of corner he is. He's a listen. If somebody asks me my opinion of DaRon Bland, he is a risk taker. He's the kind of guy who will get a pick 6, and he's also the type of person to get burned for 80 yards because he's a risk taker. He likes to jump routes. I don't particularly like that, but that's his game. But guess what, Torch? If he were to hit the free agency market, he's another one that's coming up for a contract. If DaRon Bland were to hit free agency, he would be one of the highest sought after free agents. He would be one of the highest sought after free agents. That's just a fact. Because that's the type of corner he is. He's one of those guys that he's going to either go get a pick 6 or he's going to get burnt for 80 yards because he's going to jump a route. Feast or famine.
No wonder y'all picked up Kyer Eagle.
Exactly. He think he's so slick right now. Marcus is saying this with that rolling right off his tongue, real smooth. Oh, yeah, he was free. Yeah, he was free. All right. 29 solo tackles, 150th in the league. One forced fumble.
And for how many
interceptions?
So hang on. You got him for 1 year for $2.5 million, a 25-year-old former first-round pick, and you all go pick up a 29-year-old guy who's missed 23 games in the past damn 2 years. You're paying him $12 million.
That's a different conversation.
No, it's not a different conversation. You're sitting over here because we gave up a fifth round.
That's a different conversation because
it's not a fifth round, a compensatory 5th round pick, and $2 million, or a 29-year-old who's missed 23 games in the past 2 years, and you pay him $12 million. Come on, guys, stop it now. Stop it.
You want to go there with that? You really want to go
Yeah,
there?
I do want to
Yes,
go there.
Marcus, please. I'd love to hear this.
Okay. Let's break this down. First of all, you have got to be a Republican.
No, don't insult me like that. Don't insult me like that. I'm not. Don't talk politics. I'm not a Republican. If you just only do what I thought, yeah.
You bounce around entirely too much, bro. You going from this the focus movement. You're moving the goalposts, is what I'm saying.
No, I don't. No, I don't. You know what you do? You make excuses. You got more excuses than a pregnant nun. I see you in the comment section, and every time something comes up, you got an excuse. Well, we lost this game. We lost to the Chiefs because of this. You got more excuses. You got more excuses than a pregnant nun.
Wait a minute. Now you're moving the goalposts again. Now you're talking about the Chiefs game. Let me address the Chiefs game real quick since you just brought that up.
Yeah.
What part of it is excuse when I said my players didn't do what they're supposed to do? It's not an excuse. That's saying exactly what we didn't do. We didn't keep something that I
who's the main blame though? Who's the main blame for that though? How would you divide the blame up amongst what happened in that game? Who percentage of blame? Who goes to who?
See, that's what you just said that I'm not doing. I'm not putting percentage on here, percentage on there, and that's making excuses. Because if I want to make excuses, I can say, well, the refs missed 5 specific calls where they shorted the Bills on first down. I can say stuff like that. I didn't bring any of that up. What I said was what my players didn't do. My player didn't keep contained. Something that's one of the most basic things to do in football. That's not an excuse. That's what occurred.
Okay.
Where this came from that I make excuses of. The excuse you brought up as far as when we said that first we got this guy for free. Well, you didn't get him for free because of the way Kaiir performed, he was going to be cut. And if he'd been cut, then we
round. How do you get compensatory? How do you get compensatory picks? Do you know how you get those?
Absolutely.
You know how you get a compensatory pick?
Absolutely. Yes,
okay, how do you get a compensatory pick?
Cut.
What do they do? How do you receive a compensatory pick?
You receive a compensatory pick if my player decides to accept a contract from your team. Like, for example, when Gabe Davis accepted a contract from the Jacksonville Jaguars last year, and because of the amount, the Bills were awarded a 5th-round draft.
Say it again. Stop right there. Stop right there. They were what?
Awarded.
Okay. Given a compensatory, awarded, whatever word that you want to use, given award, you are given compensatory picks. That's why I said for free. For us, that's free. That's a 5th-round pick we didn't have. So you take that. You take that. If I find a quarter on the ground and I take that corner, I go to the slot machine, I win $1 million. It's free because I found it on the ground. Okay, that's the difference. I won $1 million, but I basically got it for free because I found the quarter and I put the corner in the slot machine and I'll hit the jackpot with it. So for free. It's for free. We got a 5th-round pick, compensatory, not our own 5th-round pick, a pick that the NFL gave us, and we said, "Go ahead, Buffalo Bills. We'll take it for a guy who."
You did not receive a compensatory pick for Kaiir Elam this year. You did not.
I'm saying a pick that we got. Even if it's from last year, we got compensatory picks are awarded to you. I don't care when it was from. It was from last year for what? I don't know what player that we got the 5th-round pick for. It's probably I don't know who the hell that we get. Maybe it was like Doris. Maybe it was Dorrance Armstrong. Maybe it was Dorrance Armstrong or the center Tyler Biadasz. I don't care who it was. Whoever Dan Quinn took with him to Washington. Maybe we got it from that. We were given the pick and we used that free pick to get Kaiir Elam. So again, it was free. It was given to us. It was given to us free. That's how you get compensatory pick.
So what you did, you said you spent your free pick that you got from
yes.
You for Tony Romo, you got this free pick for a guy that we were cutting anyway.
Okay, I said for us. I said for us, getting a compensatory pick that we just got for a player who's no longer on our team, that is free for us. As compared to spending a first-round pick on him, instead of spending a first-round pick to draft him in the first round. That's the difference. Compensatory fifth-round pick, first-round pick, drafting him. Free. That's the difference. I don't understand how that's like so hard to how hard that is. You drafted him in the fifth round. He's been a failure there. We said, okay, he's a reclamation project. Well, we got a fifth round pick that we just got the NFL just gave us. Here, we'll take him off your hands. That's it.
And we said, and earlier when you said that, I said thank you, because not only do we receive an extra fifth round pick, but you also take $2.5 million cap space that you add for us. So I'm like, thank you for that. I don't think it's smart because you used your pick on somebody that we were going to cut anyway, but thank you anyway.
Okay, well, I don't think that spending $12 million on a damn player who's missed 23 games in the past year, I don't think that that's smart. But hey, here we are. Here we are. Here we are.
And the best part about that is like we just said earlier, opinions vary.
I could that.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens though. We'll see what happens though. Like Kaiir Elam, look, we've seen. I think we can also agree that sometimes, not always, players need a fresh start somewhere else. Can we agree on that?
Absolutely. That's 1,000%.
I don't know if Kaiir Elam is gonna play well. I don't know if he's gonna ball. I don't know if he's gonna play well. I don't know if he's gonna bomb out. But to get a guy who's a former first round pick for a compensatory, and you're not giving up, and he's on a 1-year deal or the last year of his deal. If he plays good, you can pick up his 5th-year option. If he plays well, and if he doesn't play well, you can drop him for nothing. So it's really
what you just said. Let us run that back to the 1 year, $12 million to a guy. Yes, he's had injury history. That goes without question. Injury history is his big problem. But when he has been healthy, he has been one of the dominant pass rushers in this league.
Yeah, he's number 6. He's number 6.
And not just
right.
Well, now you sound like Jay Radat, because that was his. Well, when Tua is healthy, he does this, and we would have won these games if Tua had played. But we all know that
what you just did. I just said the same thing you said, instead I just switched it around. Because you just said, what if Kaiir plays well? If Kaiir plays well, we can get his 5th-year option. If Bosa plays well, we can do the same thing. Or what we want them to do is help us get to the Super Bowl. Y'all just trying to get past Chicago. So we are a little different.
Oh shit! Oh yo! Whoa!
We're trying to get past Chicago. No, we're trying to get past Chicago. Okay. Okay. That was cute. That was cute. That was real cute. That was cute. I wonder what the excuses. Will be this year when y'all lose. I wonder what excuse you'll use this year whenever y'all lose to Kansas City. Is it the refs this time? Is it 13 seconds? Is it what is it? What rule will they change this year so Buffalo can get over the hump?
What excuse did I give?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what excuse you made.
Now you're going into your move again. What excuse did I ever give? And I don't care about nobody else. That's me.
Okay.
It's me and you talking. I told you specifically the
You
reason
did.
why I
You
believe the
did.
Bills lost was what the Bills player didn't do.
Right. He ain't get no excuse.
I disagree with you there. I agree with you to an extent there. I think your coach is a buffoon. How about that? Instead of running Cook, who was averaging 7.5 yards a carry and only had 13 carries. I put that.
Cook should have got the ball more. And that right there, we ain't got to argue about that. Cook should have got the ball more. The Bills still scored 29 points.
Okay, and you would have scored 35 points if you would have given the ball more. And you would have scored 35 points and won the game if you would have got the ball more.
But if my players did their jobs and did basic contain on the edges like Philly did in the Super Bowl, they don't score. They don't score 2 of those touchdowns. They do not score. And we lost by how many points? What was the final score? 3 points. We gave up 2 touchdowns that were contained issues. It ain't like they threw the ball. They didn't moss anybody. They didn't run nobody over. They didn't do anything tricky. All they did was one player was out of position in his job, and they scored 2 times.
Or your coach can call more running plays, and Kansas City never sees the ball again.
Again, all of that, I'm not debating any of that. And what I'm saying is, you keep talking about excuses. What I'm saying is not an excuse. What I'm saying is what my players, what the Buffalo Bill player did in that game was not do his job.
Okay.
If they would have ran him over and they trucked him and scored, so be it. They didn't. He just took himself out of position, and that's why they scored. Not once, but twice.
Yeah. We talked about that earlier.
We're talking about that read option play?
Yes, the diamond formation read option play. Yep.
Yes.
Hunt scored on the first one. Hunt scored on the first one, and then Mahomes scored on the other one, a quarterback scramble, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
Yep.
That was pretty bad. It was the same.
Remember I told you that, and I said it was the coach's fault for not adjusting at halftime.
That was the same play. That was the same play.
Michael Herring is talking from a football standpoint as far as coaching players. He said it's the player responsibility to keep containment.
That you play football.
I agree. You got to keep. Hey, that's the same. That's the same thing that the Ravens were doing to the Steelers. TJ Watt kept crashing the damn. I'm like, what are you doing? He's going after Derrick Henry. I'm like, you're the end, and Lamar would just take it and run up the field. Terrible.
Hey guys, I got breaking news.
What's that?
I got NFL breaking news right on Torch's show.
What you got?
Tyreek Hill just impregnated another woman.
I cannot. Come on.
I'm not fucking with you, Jeff. The crazy part is it's probably correct. That's what I'm saying. I bet you correct. That's the funny part. he feel like Travis Henry did in Buffalo back in the day.
Either that or Cromartie in San Diego.
Yeah, he did. Hold on, watch this.
A bunch of kids too.
Watch this. That was free agency news, by the way, y'all. And he thinks the Miami Dolphins is making the playoffs.
Shit, he got a lot of backups.
Oh,
all them damn kids. One of them kids could be a backup too. Shit.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is hilarious. Wow. See?
George, wait, I'm not 100% better yet because I've been sick for like the last 2 weeks. But you're going to get yours, George. Trust me.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now you want to say what I want to say me. Like
you're gonna have to come on the show sometime this upcoming season, Marcus Harry. It's been good chopping it up with you gentlemen. I got to get up out of here. We're gonna have to get you on the show, man. We're gonna have to get you. I
just want you to tell this guy right here that's on the screen though. Before you go, Marcus Betts, I need you to tell this guy to shut up.
Tell him to keep
I
his mouth
said it. I said it. I said it in my group. Marcus Harris, we need to get you in my show group. That's what I said when I posted it today in the group. I'm just like, Micah Parsons is an incredible player. He's an incredible player. He's gonna when he signs his deal, he's gonna be the highest paid non-quarterback. But you talk too much, dude. You talk too much. When Lawrence Taylor tells you that, Lawrence Taylor told me, he goes, look, man, I need more play and less podcast and less talking. And I get
what's wrong with what he says? There's nothing wrong with that.
What's that?
He talks a lot. He got more focus.
Dude, Brock Purdy's going to be a $35 million a year backup to Mac Jones. Watch.
Oh, I'm not messing with you.
No, he's not. No, somebody listen. Somebody's going to pay. Somebody's going to pay Brock Purdy. He doesn't have elite talent. He's a slightly above average quarterback who's got credentials. When his agent goes to whatever team, he's going to be like, my man has been to 2 NFC championships. My man has, I don't know, 8 or 9 playoff wins. My man has been to the Super Bowl. If you take everything off of it and you just look at his resume, if you just take his resume and you look at it, you don't look at the picture or you don't know who it is, or you say, and I tell you, a quarterback hits the free agent market and he's been to 2 NFC championships. He has 6 or 7 playoff wins, and he has been in the MVP conversation. Not this year, but the year before, he was in the MVP conversation, and he's been to a Super Bowl. What is that worth on the free agent market?
Brock Purdy is going to get paid. It is what it is.
Trent Dilfer was in the Super Bowl too. What does that matter?
Guess what?
Okay.
Guess what?
You know what? Oh, hang on. And you know the difference with that, Jay? Since you want to bring up Trent Dilfer, and you're right. Do you know what? After the Baltimore Ravens won the Super Bowl, do you know what happened that very next offseason? Because I can tell you.
I know what happened.
Do you know what happened, Jay?
They cut his ass. Bye.
They cut him. They cut him, and they brought in Elvis Grbac. So don't use the trend. That's the difference. And he never got paid again. They got rid of him because they're like, we can't keep winning these games 9-3. We can't keep doing it. They went for like 5 or 6 weeks without scoring an offensive touchdown.
9-3.
That's how they were winning games. They were winning like 12-6, 9-3. That's how they were winning games. So Brock Purdy is somebody who you can win games with. Now, does he have elite? Does he have Josh Allen's arm strength? Does he run like Lamar Jackson? No. He's a solid quarterback who, if you put some things around him, he can win games. He's shown that. And in this league, if you can do that, somebody's going to pay you. They're going to pay you. You look at Sam Darnold. Look at Sam Darnold this year. Now everybody was writing off Baker Mayfield. He got ran out of Cleveland. He got ran out of Carolina. He got ran out of where did he go? The Rams.
Baker's different though, because Baker was good from jump.
No, he wasn't. He got ran. The Cleveland Browns said we'd rather have Deshaun Watson, who's pending 24 sexual assault violations. We'd rather have him and give him a fully paid contract than keep Baker Mayfield. What are they saying when they do that? He couldn't beat. So they get rid of him. They get rid of him with the Browns. He goes to the Carolina Panthers, and he can't beat out Sam Darnold, because Sam Darnold was the starter when they were both there, right?
I just think that's a testament to how bad Cleveland is. But you know what, Marcus, the alphabets? You know what I think of? I love when things connect in parallel. It's like a parallel universe. It's so funny that your boy is talking smack to Brock Purdy. Yeah, Brock Purdy smacked him in the playoffs twice too. So when you don't see the Packers, you see the 49ers, and y'all get bounced too. I mean, goddamn, which one?
And that's
What
why I
is
was
this
so
about?
mad. And that's why I was so mad when Micah put that up. I'm like, dude, you're not in the position to talk like that. To talk like that after. Look, you can say whatever you can say whatever you want. He's an average quarterback, and I do think he is. He was on the field with you at the same time because you play defense and he plays offense. And the offense that he was running curb stomped you.
Twice.
Twice.
Yo, I can't believe you said curb stomp. Like, yo, you been watching a little wrestling lately?
No, that's from American History X. When he made that guy, he goes, put your mouth on the curve there. And he put his mouth on the curve and he just stepped on his skull. That's what he did to you. Deebo Samuel's running up and down the field on you, and you're up here talking. Oh, it's like, dude, you're not. Stop talking. Stop. You're gonna get your money. Stop talking. Deuce and Dubai right now making TikTok videos, man. You should be, man. I'd be in Dallas right now, man. Where's the money at? So we can get this thing signed and we can go get some players. You in Dubai making TikTok videos, man. Stop it. Y'all gentlemen, y'all have a good night. I'm getting up out of here. I got to get up in the morning and do coffee talk. Make sure y'all tune in to Coffee Talk, 11 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be talking about the latest trades and all of that good stuff. Nothing but respect for everybody up in here. I know it gets heated or whatever, but I have nothing but respect for everybody here.
I loved it. It was fun. I'm glad I did come back and do the show.
It's just sports talk, and I am not a Republican. I need to emphasize I'm not a Republican. To keep this off the pool, I'm not a Republican at all. There's some things I'll say here, but I wouldn't say that because we're not in the environment for that. I'm not. Y'all gentlemen, y'all have a good one, okay?
All right, yo.
The show has been real. I had mad fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I did this show again. I'm glad that I did the show again. Late night, Marcus the Alphabets, Marcus Herring, Jay Renat was all on here. Thanks to the people who commented in the comment section. And of course, man, yeah, that's what I would love to do, man. I hear you, Jay Renat, too. I think that's Jay Renat still on the line.
I didn't hang up.
Yeah, I kind of figured. We'll see y'all real soon, though. Again, tomorrow probably Rise Up Unlimited radio show. I'll knock that off again tomorrow. We'll talk some more stuff. Talk basketball too. Talk about LeBron James and all that good stuff. We'll mix that in to free agency tomorrow. So, and you see what I'm watching on my screen right now. I'm watching the Boston Celtics get their behinds whipped by OKC. Interesting thought. OKC has swept Boston this season. If they played in the finals, would Boston get that ass whooped too?
Yeah, right.
I'm wondering.
SGA had a game again. That's all.
He always having games again. You know what? We're going to say that for tomorrow. See, Jay Renat almost had me in here talking about it. I'd have been on here another 15 minutes. I'll see y'all again real
There's no
soon.
team that's beaten the Celtics. Sorry. Buddy.
Okay.
Not in a 7-game series. Sorry.